Hi and welcome to Winton Wetlands. I've no sooner got back from my huge trip over to West Australia, to Esperance, and back again, and I've shot up here to Winton Wetlands, but for a big reason, and that is the Yellow Footed Antechinus. It's their breeding season. So hopefully I've timed it nicely. I think I have. There's some things around that are telling me that that is the case. I'm hoping to be able to film a rare event. Fingers crossed. You never know if it's going to happen or not. Them actually mating in the open. That would be a rare event. Now what I'm going to do while I'm up here is also help you out with some tips on being able to tune into nature. So I've got some exercises for you because a lot of people struggle with this. Yeah, so there's a bit to discuss. Now I'm tuning into nature, even though I'm talking, I'm hearing the cockatoos over there. They're telling me a hell of a lot. And that's what happened when I first turned up here yesterday morning. The birds were so excited. There is so much amazing atmosphere with them at the minute because there's a lot of water around. So that's drawn them all back. They all spread far and wide because over the summer, it's just dried up the lake. It's completely empty and there's hardly any water around. But now, moving into breeding season, they're back in force and they are so excited. The noisy miners are gathering in big groups and flying from one tree to the other. They're telling me what they're up to. And white-plumed honeyeater is doing the same. And grey heron. There's a pair flying around. You may even hear them in the background. They are telling me that they are ready to breed. They're looking for an area that will suit them and where they'll build a nest high up in the tree. So yes, so much things going on. It's exciting. I'm excited to be here. I'll walk around and catch you a bit later on. Well, let's get down to business and discuss how I prepare myself to switch off from the outside world and tune into nature. So the first thing I do when I get to the environment that I'm going to photograph in is I walk in about 60, 70 metres, stop, close my eyes and listen to the birds. Now, if there's no birds around, find something else, some other animal, a frog or something, anything that we can focus on and just listen to. So if there's more than one particular subject, then we focus on one at a time and we listen to it for a little bit, then we move on to the next one. We do this for about 30 seconds to a minute, and because we've been just listening to this bird, it helps us to just focus on nature, and eventually we will start to switch off from, like I'm hearing now. You can hear the highway in the background. So just focusing on a bird, just listening to it, gets our brain to switch from one thing to the other. So now that we've got ourselves nice and relaxed, we're listening to nature now. What I normally do is I'll walk on just a little bit further, then I'll stop again, and now I'm going to work on my eyes, because there's an old saying, you can't see the trees for the forest. So what's that implying? Well, there's so much going on, your eyes are just, the forest is just a mess. You can't pick out individual things properly. So to sharpen our eyes up and get them tuned into nature as well, we need to do this particular exercise that I come up with. So look for an opening somewhere in the distance, say 30, 40 metres away, and look at something that captures your eye straight away. So the sun's coming onto a fern or some tree or a shrub or a stump even. Doesn't matter what it is. As long as it captures your attention, look at it, study it in detail. So look at the colours, the shades of those colours, the shape of the subject and its texture. So do that for about 15 seconds or so. Just take it all in, then move your eyes to the middle. So in between you and what your first subject you already looked at, come to that middle ground, find something of interest there and repeat that process. Then once you've done that, come forward 5 metres away from you and repeat that again. So once we've achieved that, we need to just repeat it all one more time so that our eyes are really opening up and getting sharper and be able to pick out the individual tree, shrub, bush, flowers amongst all this mess of the forest or open forest, whatever the environment is. We can now see everything individually, so that allows us to be able to see something on that tree or that plant. It'll start to stand out. A bird, a possum, some other animal. And that's my process that I go through to help me sharpen up, switch off to the outside world, tune in nature, and it does it very quickly. So a lot of people just don't do these sort of things. They just walk through a reserve and there's just so much going on with their eyes and stuff. They're missing stuff left, right and centre. So going through those sort of processes, it just gets us in the right frame of mind, and we can now start getting more shots than we would normally. Now, I have one more thing to talk to you about, and that is something that I hear a lot from a lot of people, not just amateur photographers, but hikers and people who just like to walk through a forest or whatever. They say, I'm walking with my friend, and at the end of the hike, they'll say, did you see that bird? Did you see this? Look at the photos that I got with this, that and the other. And they haven't seen them at all. And the big reason is those sort of people walk with their heads down. Now, this is quite common. You're looking down to see what's in front of you so you don't trip over. But having your head down is the wrong tactic to take. How everybody should walk is with their head up. And when our eyes do the scanning, not our head. So we're only turning our heads to see what's happening around us, not moving our head up and down like this and head down while we're walking. It's like a smoker. It's a habit that has to be broken. So this is what we do. We consciously keep thinking of our head has to be up. So just relax, just walking with our head at, looking at an eye level. And we scan with our eyes. So we're looking up, then down, and then down, and then down at the ground we're about to walk on, and we look back up again, using our eyes all the time. Turning our head, looking over here, scanning up and down, across, and then back, making sure we're not tripping over, but our head stays still the whole time. Nice and relaxed, not concentrating on it so we get a sore neck or anything. It just keep practicing with this and it'll eventually become the norm. If that's you and people saying that to you, did you see this, and you don't see it, start thinking about your head position. Keep it up. Use your eyes to do all this scanning. You'll pick everything up. You'll see what your mate's seeing or more than what they're seeing, because You're scanning the whole environment, looking carefully. And to go with this, especially, for photography, we don't shoot through an environment in a couple of minutes like I see a lot of people do. Here, I see the Antechinus because I take my time. They just walk through it, didn't see anything, jump in the car and go. That's not how you should be doing it. If you want to get photographs and get stuff like you see professionals get, you need to walk slow. So I walk 10, 15 metres, I stop, I scan very slowly all around me, and then I'll walk a little bit further, but very slowly, especially, like this environment, the logs on the ground where the yellow foots are going to be. I take my time because the nature of a yellow foot is they're digging underneath the logs and stuff like that. They'll be on the other side, and if you just keep walking, you're going to miss it. But if you stay there a little bit longer, it may pop up over the other side and show itself. So it's about taking your time, walk slowly, scan the area, and just really take your time as you're scanning, and then slowly move on. But looking back, making sure that where you have stopped, there's still no action. All those things together, combine them, you are going to get 10 times more photographs. Well, good morning, and it certainly is another beautiful day in paradise. Now, it did get down to -1 last night, so it is bloody freezing this morning. It's quite frosty on the ground. The sun has a tiny bit of heat in it, so it's just nice on my skin at the minute, and hopefully it increases. And that is one of the triggers for breeding season for animals and birds, the change of seasons. So even though we're only a little bit past the middle of the year, with the sun being at its lowest and shortest days of the year, it's on the turn now. So that subtle change in temperature just triggers things to happen, especially when you've got rain. So now the grass is green and lush. There's plenty for insects to eat the leaves and the roots. And when you've got lots of insects around, that triggers breeding seasons for birds and animals and the Antechinus. And it's what I witnessed yesterday. The females were out right throughout the day. That's another sign to me that it's breeding season, because they just don't normally do that. Early mornings, late afternoons, but not right through the day. Now, I also, later in the day, had a couple of females that just did not care that I was there. They were just in the grasses, digging up the roots, getting those big fat grubs to prepare their bodies for what's coming right now. That's breeding. So they're fixated, they didn't care that I was there. That's a huge sign to me that it is breeding season. It's right now. That'll hopefully mean while they're out like this, more opportunities for a male to see one out in the open. Oh, wouldn't we just love that? See one, or film one, actually mating in the open. Oh, that'd be exciting to get. But, we're here, so we're making our own luck and just see whether it happens or not. The other signs that I was talking about yesterday, wattle trees were blooming. And when I got here, there's a certain gum tree that flowers too. Now, these are the things as a naturalist I notice. So being observant and seeing when there's an event on with Antechinus, what else is happening at the same time, just helps me to make sure that I have timed it properly. Today's my last day. I'll have to go home. There's just a lot of things happening at home. My house has been started this week. What an awesome day I've had. Except for this morning, it was quiet. There was no yellowfoots out at all. But this afternoon has been amazing. And just behind me, just in this small gum tree, is a young female. So she's 12 months old. So this will be her first year of breeding. And she's allowed me to follow her for 2 hours straight. Not caring as long as I walked quietly, slowly. She knew I was there, but she just kept an eye on me, but really didn't care too much. So she accepted me totally, and she has given me some amazing action shots. I'm very grateful that she's given me this, and yeah, I can't wait to put them on the computer and have a proper look at them. But they're all looking fantastic. Now, I stuffed up a lot. The R1 is amazing. It does the work for me, and I've been waiting over 10 years for a camera like this, and it finally given me fantastic results as long as my subject helps me out, like this girl. She keeps running and jumping everywhere. But the problem is we have that pre-record, and I get a little confused. I think I'm taking photographs, but the noise I'm hearing from the sensor isn't the camera taking a shot. You know, it's in silent mode, but this has a noisy sensor. The noise I'm hearing is pre-record. So I think I've just gotten something fantastic, and I look at the results and there is no results. I haven't taken a shot. I haven't pressed the trigger down far enough, and I think I am. But there you go. All right, so I'm going to get back to it, but it looks like we're not going to get, not just another bird, sorry. I thought it was another Antechinus just over here. But anyway, I don't think that I'm going to get what I was really after, and that's some mating in the open. I think, I'll finish up the video here. I hope you enjoyed this video, got something out of it, and you'd like to subscribe to my channel and get more of this amazing stuff. Click on my pretty little face just down there in the bottom right hand corner. Hit the little bell, you'll get notification whenever I do anything else. If you want to go and have a look at all the other mad and crazy things I've been doing in the past, just click on my icon right up here at the end of this video. It will take you to my channel. I talk about photographing and filming birds and animals in the forest and open forest environments. But if I go on adventures, I always take you with me. And when I buy cameras and camera accessories and things for my van, I do reviews on them and give you my honest opinion on them. Just go and have a browse. There'll be something there of interest to you, I am sure. And just remember, if you don't do, you don't get. So get out there and start photographing and filming wildlife. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.